sun rises on a quaint little village of Raven Roost. I had already had the name before you had decided. So,
Is that Raven Roost?
Raven Roost.
Such an appropriate home.
There's the light going-ons of the early morning, enough to give notice to the general layout of the town. There, in all, is 4 buildings. One is the town hall. One is the memoriam. One is a trading outpost, and one is an alchemical store.
What's a memoriam?
A memoriam?
Oh, memoriam. Okay. Misheard, sorry.
It's fine.
You're not forgiven.
And then surrounding that is about 14 large trees that have been reshaped through the hands of a druid to be altered into homes for many of the inhabitants of the village. The population is made up of a variety of different races, but mostly orcs and dwarves are the majority. And it lives in general harmony amongst all the races. There's still slight dispute, like racial disputes, but it's fairly dialed down compared to other areas. Elf and a orc can get along fairly reasonably. The village is also surrounded by a fairly large amount of other smaller, lesser trees compared to the ones that everyone uses for homes. And littered in the surrounding area, fairly far out, but still in the general vicinity, is various ruins, old abandoned castles, caves. The village in and of itself was originally founded in a sense to scout out, to expand the area, to map out these various caves and ruins and stuff.
Did you say they're old ruins of castles?
There's strip ruins, there's abandoned castles, there's caves.
Okay. I was just making sure.
The castles are getting into a state of where they are beginning to fall apart and stuff. I mean, when I say ruins, I mean they're literally, they've crumbled down. They're barely holding themselves together. That's basically just how they've fallen is the only thing that's supporting, while the castles that are, for the most part, they're still up. They might have some holes in the ceiling, walls missing, but for the most part, they're still fairly intact.
Sorry, that was really itchy.
Okay. I just needed to clarify. You said
it's fine. Now would be the time to ask things like that.
Okay, so just to make sure, we got an outpost, a memoriam, an alchemical shop. Are there any other municipal?
The town hall. I got confused for a little bit.
Why are you dipping your celery in your drink?
And you said the surrounding areas consisted of ruins, castles, and caves?
There's quite a few of those in there. They're fairly far. It's not like you could walk 20 feet out of town and start finding stuff. But they are in the area and stuff. Okay, there's a fairly large concentration in this area.
Is there like a well-established forest, or is it just trees here and there?
You're in the well-established forest. Like there's the village and it's made up of trees, and then it's surrounded by a forest. Then it gets to slight plains, and it's kind of patchwork forest.
More like the village from the village.
Kind of.
Kind of, but you do have like regular contact with that. Like there are people who come in and trade. It's not like you're sequestered way out here and you have no contact with outside. You're somewhat of a boom town basically. It's all these things that have been found. They established the village and stuff to basically be an outpost for people to go out to explore, kind of map out the area and stuff.
So is this like a new town, or is it?
The town is fairly new and stuff. I mean, it has been around for a couple of years, but in reality of the majority of other settlements and stuff, it is still relatively new and stuff.
Okay, I'll just make sure.
Recently, it went from being essentially just a little hamlet to being a village. There is enough of a presence of people and everything here now to support actual growth and give it a bit more staying power beyond just, well, here's where you start off. And
Was it part of any kind of nation, or is it on the?
You're in the frontier. There's no true claim of any nation in the general area that you are in.
Can I take up stakes in one of the castles, the abandoned castles, and start spend my time fixing it up while using the land around it for the baby? Because I wanted something kind of out of the way.
They do eventually. One of the things that the village basically allows is once you've done enough work for the village in terms of scouting out, mapping stuff, they do allow you to lay claim to stakes of land, such as not right off the bat and stuff.
Okay.
You do though when you are looking through, like if you're scouting through a castle or anything, you by default get first dibs on material things like weapons. If you find small pockets of gold or gems, like if you find like a chest and the chest is full of gold or gems or something, you get first dibs on. When you start getting into the bigger things, like I found a vault of gold, you still get first dibs on a fairly decent amount. It's not like, well, you have to wait. You can fill your pockets. But then the village gets that to help support the village, to help with the village growth and everything. And it then goes back into you because then they're able to gather more supplies and resources for you to use. But yes, once you do enough work, the village would allow you to basically claim anything that you basically find out there within reason. Like you can't every time you go somewhere be and this is mine and this is mine and this is, but it's like eventually you find a castle, you can claim it. You find a cave, the cave might have like a ore deposit or something, and you could claim the cave and stuff. And that's about where they would start drawing the line. It's like, yeah.
So are we just gonna go around dibs?
Eventually, you could basically, yeah.
Alright, so I would find like requests at the outpost for a certain exploring. I'm gonna head to the outpost.
But real quick, like I'm still describing that. The whole reason why they don't immediately allow you to start claiming it is essentially they want you to be strong enough to actually
keep it,
maintain your claim and stuff. Like, as you are right now, you lay claim to a castle. Well, somebody else comes along and is like, what right do you have to claim this castle? Well, I found it first. Well, who's going to say that you found it first when I kill you and take it? Right.
Basically their own way of protecting the people.
Yeah. Because you're going to start drawing more attention if it's like, well, such and such went and got themselves a castle over here. But yeah, it's their way of kind of maintaining some level of peace amongst everybody who is doing the work, as well as allowing you to kind of see it as a future reward. You do good work and stuff, you get good reward.
Mm-hmm.
But the town hall where you get the requests, where you basically sign in, figure out where you're going, what you're going to do and stuff. It is open 24/7. It never closes. It is the only business and building here in this village that is like that. The shop, the alchemical shop, the general store, and the memorial, they all have a time where they close up. The town hall will always remain open, so unless it gets destroyed or something like it. Oh god, a dragon landed on the town hall. Don't worry, it's still open, guys. Everybody's dead, but it's open.
Well, if everyone's dead, they can't.
In the town hall and stuff, they'll just get raised. Somebody will.
Yes.
I really want to do this.
Town hall must always be open, guys. We gotta keep bringing you back.
They're all cursed, so.
How's the state of the area? Are there slaves or?
No.
Okay.
In terms of the village itself, there is no slave trade or anything within the.
Okay.
But again, you are in the frontier. There's fairly little law in the area. Like, it's essentially the closest thing that you'll get to law is the spheres of influence that villages like this have. There might be a slightly larger outpost, but it's fairly regular to come across like bandits or things like that. And there's not really a thing where you can turn to a local military to be like, well, hey, there's a big bandit camp out here to do something about it. No. It's the closest thing that you're going to get is basically the people within the villages, and they're going to be protecting the villages. They're not going to be venturing out unless there is no other choice, unless it's like,
Did I get to keep my horse and carriage?
Yes. The carriage is not as... it still has it. Like, I'll basically say, like, all the special stuff about it is sealed.
I don't remember.
Was this the one where it was the spooky carriage?
No, this wasn't the spooky
Okay.
carriage.
You just have, like, a normal carriage and horse?
I think it was another Gallagher.
There's always Gallagher.
It's always Gallagher. And I think it was a Darkwood carriage because it was a group thing that we went together to get. So I don't know. That's why I was asking about the carriage. I was mainly more asking for the carriage than the horse.
The horse you can have. Oh, yeah, the carriage.
Okay. Because I know we lived in there, and that's why the Trents had a flower pot in the back of the carriage.
Yeah. I'll let you have the carriage mostly because the majority of the stuff that you guys are going to be doing is going to be kind of out there and stuff. So it makes more sense to have something like that.
What was Merle's pouch? Merle's.
You've already asked me that, and I do not know.
Okay. Merle's pouch is forever lost.
It was probably just some guy named Merle and you took his pouch.
Probably was some guy named Merle.
There was a guy named Merle who used to get him.
Mm-hmm.
And with it, and you do all live within the village and stuff. You don't have to, like I will say, you do not have to have previous knowledge of it. Like, you have at least some inclination of who's who, but you don't have to be like, well, I've known you forever, because, in all sense, no matter what, Jill's character would be considered fairly new to the village and such. I don't know how long she wants to say that she has been here, but she would
How old are the Trents? Let's go with that. How old do you want the Trents to be?
64 years old.
No.
That would mean she's...
I'm an elf, man.
I know, but...
She can do that, but at the same time, that's, no.
It don't really matter for me, so it's more of...
It could be 5.
Years?
5 years
It
old.
would be 5 years. So... Alright.
They still saplings?
Then I would have...
They would still technically be set. They're big enough and everything that they can...
We would probably would have
handle
ventured for a
themselves.
year till we found somewhere, so we could say 4 years in here.
They'd be probably, with how they are, the general size of decent sized human or something. Like they maybe a little bit bigger.
And that's why I lost a lot. I was too busy being a mother for 5 years.
Shame.
Got rusty. Sorry.
Only 5?
Choices had to be made.
You still got a whole entire 13 more years.
Terrible. They grow up so fast, though.
They're growing like weeds.
Just sprouting on up.
It's just so fast. I can't. Just can't.
Where is the time gone? But, you know, like I said, you all would have a general kind of knowledge of each other. That, like, oh, okay, if this person lives, I don't know.
Okay, we got the tree
But
lady.
you can.
We got other two. Well, you're a halfling, so.
Oh, aren't you know?
I live under a rock.
And the other two.
Well, I couldn't remember what they were, or
It's
if they
fine.
even said it.
I'm a halfling.
I am a halfling.
You're a halfling?
I'm a halfling.
You're halfling?
We would know each other.
Maybe.
Would you?
Depends on what you're wearing.
Maybe you're too good at hiding into crowds. You never saw each other.
What are you wearing?
I am wearing leather.
C-A-R-R-I-A-G.
C-A-R-R.
You're wearing leather. Don't appreciate that.
I used every bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the head then?
I couldn't remember if there was an I.
I had
hate
it
it.
sitting on my table.
You have the head sitting on your table.
Well, of course, it's just a skull.
Where are the eyes?
I am.
Where are the teeth?
You're half of them in the skull and half of them in the jaw.
I sold them that works.
Okay. I will say, you asked about the journal. There is kind of a limit of what there. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, you can have your custom stuff. When you start getting into, I hate somebody. I hate these things or something.
What? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I was making a joke because I said, "What are you wearing?" And he said, "Leather." And
Okay.
I said, "Well, what'd you do with the head?"
All right, so
Because he said I used everything.
I thought you were legitimately like how you were wording it. I thought you were just like, I ate somebody, and it was just like,
Oh!
they're not gonna be like,
halfling.
oh well, that's cultural, whatever.
He was sick and breakfast.
I know what the 120 is for now. Teeth.
Oh, it was this character. That,
Well,
I have a pocket full of goodies. I also have a deed to somewhere I don't know.
Probably how you bought your secluded house in the village.
there are a lot of orcs here. So.
I have all
I know.
these teeth.
It's almost like the majority is orcs and dwarves.
Yep.
We'd like to cleave to this land. Here you go.
And that's where we'll end the game for the night.
Glad
No, we have to have one turn each.
We have to at least make it to combat of some sort.
We gotta tell our backstory and make a decision on what we're doing first.
Oh,
And then we
Alright.
gotta
Then
see
we
who
can call
entertains
the
you
game.
the
Don't worry,
most
I got-
to get gold.
At the
and then
very,
Shawback comes in.
I will say no. He's not.
Shawback didn't even make it to game.
It's like
I-
30
I-
minutes later or
I
something.
said he was all right with it last night. Like he was out of it last night. But he got home and I was like, man, I'm sorry. He's like, it's fine. It's whatever. It's not your fault. I was like, you're right.
I mean,
It's Brandon's fault. But
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You remember now? It was your bard because we had the giant carriage Darkwood and it had all your instruments in it stuffed in there.
Hey, you can steal your character's stuff.
I stole the carriage. Do we have a bard? That's a damn shame.
but don't worry.
have
Like
it
at the
for?
very least tonight,
Probably
I have
not.
enough to where you guys can get yourself established and everything, and enough that if you guys chose to do it, I have enough for 2 dungeon or adventure delves and stuff. So
let's ransack the town.
You're a
you would
monster.
not be able to do it. You can
Set the
try.
woodland creatures on them.
What?
I'll set the woodland creatures on them.
There's another druid here
My level 2
who's
druid.
a lot stronger than you are. That's why the houses are basically made into the trees and been molded into the trees.
Because I did it.
No, it is not because you did it.
He just wants to make sure that this town doesn't get destroyed.
No,
It's
Right off
a
the
starting
bat.
town that doesn't get destroyed.
I had already pre-established that there was going to be a couple of fairly strong characters here. That's the
Hey, you have shoes on. You going somewhere?
no. I just never took them off when I got home. So.
Let's go into party. I don't know.
no.
I'm trying to think what
I
else
didn't know
we
you
had.
partied.
I've had my
You
2
had the
parties
party.
for the year.
You had an alchemist during that game, yes?
Most likely.
Yeah, because I remember you had alchemist set on my
Poor.
on the carriage too.
I think
I have all this shit
almost-
that I can't use on this carriage. It's just full of shit.
I think almost everything.
I'm writing down various instruments, various alchemic components, and I was like, I can't use any
There
of
was
this.
like so many instruments in that too. Because I wanted to just be able to pull anything out and play it. And it got to the point where Brandon was telling me, or was it, you were the one running, weren't you?
It had so much shit in it.
Was it you or was it Brandon running?
Various.
You bought a house just selling all this crap you can't use.
Right?
Because you tried to say that I couldn't have the freaking organ thing.
I just wasn't going to let you have the organ.
And then it was in Jill's carriage. Beat the system.
But,
Equipment. How do you spell equipment?
EQ.
That's why I was having issues.
I had
How
For
are
some
you
reason-
spelling it?
I had
Well,
an
you
A
always-
at the beginning.
you always spell it out
I know.
equipment. You never
Equipment.
spell it equipment. Like, normally when you're saying it's just, what's your equipment?
Themes.
Like I knew how to spell it. It's just for some reason I had an A at the beginning. I'm looking at it, I was like, that doesn't seem right.
I'm gonna head to the town hall to sign in to do some work for the town.
Alright.
I was like, what? Sign in.
Hey,
Yeah, you have to
Registered
sign.
offender?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, they kind of want you to
No, I
sign
didn't
in
understand.
if you're going out and stuff, so that way they know it's like,
Shit, I do have all my stuff.
okay, somebody,
Sweet.
if something happened, they know, well, shoot, such and such has been out for a couple months and stuff.
They're dead.
They're not coming back. So,
He did.
or if they're coming back, it's oh. But all right, when you enter in, there's a slight bit of people that like. It's still fairly early in the day, so I mean, the activity is not too intense. But there's about 4 or 5 different individuals there looking for jobs, getting ready to sign out or sign back in.
Hey, have pink cards.
Behind the counter, there is one lone figure, fairly large and robust, with full leather outfit and stuff. It looks like he's completely sewn in, and there's just almost like a what?
Completely sewn in?
Yeah, and it looks like generally where you would assume a face is. It looks like there's a porthole kind of window.
Imp?
Behind the porthole window, you can see it's just various mists and stuff, but you can see 2 blue eyes as well.
Where did I get all these colored cards?
I don't know.
Quizzing me.
I look around. Do they like have jobs posted, or do you have to?
And they had like jobs around the town posted in terms of going out and stuff and doing stuff like that. You just sign in and out. And then you're out there as long as you want doing what you
Okay,
do.
so I would come here just to let them know I'm leaving town.
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I need to go get a job first. I'm gonna go.
I mean, they do in here. There are jobs for like the town, like posted around.
Okay. Then,
Normally, when you go out, you're going exploring, you're going mapping and stuff like that.
yeah, I'm
so.
thinking of trying to get a gang together to explore the area.
Yeah.
But yeah, go to the counter and ask if there's any certain requests for exploring outside the town.
Oh, they never have like I'll let you know if there's like a special request, like if there's something that's like we just found something that needs urgent. Normally, when you're going exploring out of the town, it's just you're going exploring out of the town, and then they essentially, when you come back with the map, like the maps of whatever you explored or something that you found that's important from wherever you explored, they pay you for that. Like they pay you an equivalent amount for what you've done, but they don't have like, okay, I need this ruin explored. It's just you go and explore it. Again, I'll let you know if it's like there's a special ruin that's found. We need you to go.
All right. Well, then I'll just leave the town hall for now. If someone else wants to start, while I think of
This
what
is
I'm
the
going to do.
game that had the farm boy.
Oh, and he's still around.
I'm
This is like that.
so excited now. Sorry. I just happened upon all my cards for this.
Oh
character.
man, I wrote a lot of stuff out for him. So
He's back.
yeah.
If someone else wants to go while I think of what I'm going to do.
I'm sorry if I.
No, it's fine. It's just.
I just wanted you to know, like, in terms of going out and exploring, it's not as complicated as, well, I'm taking this job. It's literally, you sign out that you're going out and you go out.
This is the respect points I got with each town.
Well,
I just found all my fucking missing items, man.
So will we know each other?
I
sure.
have 20 respect.
That'll
points.
make it
Then I
easy.
had my secret language
Are we on friendly terms?
with my white raven tail.
Yay, that makes it even better.
What's on that? What's on that?
I'm gonna be rolling to see if Noble likes.
Highwayman, Necromancer, the Thing, Ogre, Kobold.
Oh,
What do you need to
the
roll?
things we killed.
Do you want even or odd?
To improve the story of the White Raven.
Exactly.
By the way, which stories would I have heard
Huh.
since you're a known legend
He likes.
or spreading legend?
Let's see.
This is when we went to.
You would probably take
Convention.
most notice of the necromancer
Ah,
being a paladin. That we
I'm
killed
going-
a necromancer.
To slide out from under my
Okay.
rock.
You would have a like
That or the Trent.
treehouse.
No, the
Okay.
Necromancer.
It's like you all
How did you
have
kill the Necromancer?
your
I
own
don't
individual
remember.
houses. It's again,
We
it's
killed it though, because this is the.
it's
kill
not
list.
that you're not pre-established in this
That
town.
was
Like
the
they
kill list.
provide you with a home as long as you.
You could have just one of those fanboy moments.
Like
where
as long as you
like,
work
you're the
and
one that
stuff,
killed the Necromancer,
your house
and
is
you
provided.
did this and this.
Alright.
You can
Technically, it's not
get
my
a
character's
nicer
weapon.
house by paying, but no matter what, if you help within the town, if you do work for the town, or go exploring, the town at the very least provides you with bare minimum housing.
Well, then
State-funded housing.
I'm going to exit my house,
Okay.
saddle up Nakai, and head to the town hall.
Alright.
Because I'm
Really
pretty
tough
sure if I
shit.
try to walk to the town hall, it'll take me like 3 days.
It would not.
I'm
But-
2 foot 10 inches.
It still would not take you that long. As you travel a whole 200 feet.
That would have taken me multiple turns.
Oh no, it would have taken walking distance.
Just take 20, man.
I can go like 10 feet.
Yeah, take 20, that'll give you.
You do know, like, the 10 feet thing,
Oh, wait, no.
like that,
I know.
is
No, take
for
the bonus,
combat.
take the
I'm
bonus.
So,
riding my
I had it confused for a second. Wait, 10's the day. No, 20's the day. Something's the day.
10 is like most of the day, and then 20 is the literally entire day.
and I'm gonna go inside
Alright.
and see if anything's popping up.
As you go inside, you pass by Jacob's grave, Jacob explode. There. Nice.
Do we normally go out? Do we normally go out together?
Among the other
we
ones
go.
you see me, a
On the
5 foot
trip,
tall, half elves are the ones you can't tell. Half elves you can tell who's male and female.
Yes,
A
because
male,
they have more masculine features than.
a
They
male
have that job.
half elf. He is currently wearing a traveler's outfit, along
Unless
with
you
a
chose to sell
branded
it, but-
mail,
oh.
and there's a heavy steel shield on his back. He has
Oh, yeah.
he has dark hair with tints of green in it, a pale skin, and also green eyes. He's currently just standing there thinking of what to do.
I look like that. And my mushroom is blue. And I have 3 axes. To me, they look big. But to anyone else, they look like 2
Are they
picks.
stone axes?
No.
They're
They're strapped to
Also
my
on mine, you
sides.
notice there's a long sword on his right side and a heavy mace. Long sword is on the left side, the heavy mace is on the right. The backpack is full of stuff. It looks a bit overstuffed, but
As I walk in.
As you walk in. Trying to make it toward
That was the game with Adam.
Yeah.
Adam was stupid.
Adam had a dick on his face.
what a dick.
What?
That's where this character came from. Was the game with Adam, who had a dick on his face.
Because he passed out. Didn't I dye him too?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
We dyed his hair with clothes pink.
Oh, we did. Oh, well.
Okay.
During that one pass out, He lost all his teeth, grew them back, had his stuff dyed, hair shaved maybe.
No, we turned it another color.
Yeah.
I think we turned it green.
So like clothing were pink, hair was green. Just
Because we made him look like a clown and he didn't notice it. For
It was wonderful. Here's a blank card. Actually, I want it. Never mind.
Does anybody have any questions before we actually get going now?
Where would I be starting? Where would I be at? Where would I have set up? Being I'm only 4 years into being in this town, not born naturally.
Well, like I told Sam, as long as you're helping, like doing work for the town and everything, they'll provide you with a home.
Yeah,
you can pay them money and they'll make it nicer, but you will have like your own. It's your home. You're not sharing it with anybody else unless you choose to share it with somebody else. That being said, because you would have been a later edition, you would be slightly further out, kind of in the town. Like there's the multiple. Think of the town because it's using trees and everything. Think of the town like the inside of a tree where it's the different rings. It expands out as it gets older and older. You're further out in the terms of the rings.
Okay.
born and raised.
You wouldn't be directly in the center, but you're fairly close to the center of the town. So, what about you, Eve?
Were you born in this town? Did you come to this town? Were you adopted?
Did you fall from the skies, make an implant in the ground, and wake up unconscious with an old man standing over your body?
That was weird.
I'm a relatively new addition as well.
Relatively how many years?
3 years.
Then you would be even
Further out?
further out than her.
Okay.
Still not gonna get that.
Nope.
So there's no Smith in town?
I mean, there's no smithery in the town. Like, there's no, this is my business and stuff. There is a smith in the town.
Okay.
It took forever for her to finally.
So, and what's their opinions on, like, the town's opinion on, like, tools and stuff? I mean, do they need them off
Fine
of
with it. They don't mind the idea of worked tools and everything. They've found with the druid who controls it, they've found the happy medium and stuff. They provide enough for the ecosystem, the nature, the trees, everything around them, that the druid kind of doesn't fully look the other way, but the druid tolerates the idea of worked items within reason. Again, it's if the town were to start to over make items, the druid's gonna kind of step in. But I mean, in terms of you need this to survive, you need this to huge up.
So would he have a problem with me working, like I try to make it established that I work with silver to plate things with silver? Would he be, since I am
He
here
would
for
not
about
have a
3
problem with it solely because of where you are and everything. There is no business
Also,
for it.
Being specifically a silver plater is kind of like almost too specific for a
well, I mean,
profession. I would go with just silversmith.
Well, that's what I'm
that's
saying.
what it
Like,
is.
basically,
My
the whole
profession
reason the
is
druid would be fine with it.
silversmith.
It's because the druid knows there's no business in the area for it. These are all explorers. 9 times out of 10,
Well,
if they need a silver item, they're not gonna. They'll either already have it or they'll have it custom made. They're not gonna do just like.
Well, that's my
slight
profession
silver.
that I put in is silversmith.
Yeah. I mean,
I figured that being having things plated and stuff like that would be a speciality of it.
again, you'd be all right with it, solely knowing you're not going to be seeing a large amount of business there, because most of the time when people get, with the exception of ammo for like bows and arrows, crossbows and stuff like that, most of the time weapons tend to hold up for at least a little while, so it's not like you're going to be
Constantly
bogged down for, I need this. It's like you might every so often.
Maybe you could set yourself up as the person they go to for the custom making of the silver weapon.
Well, yeah, I have craft weapon, craft sword.
So maybe you could set up
to actually make we use alchemical silver. That's literally just a dip, and that's alchemically made. That's not plating. That's something completely different. You're actually forging something.
You're going to have multiple crafts.
Yeah, it's going to take more than just one profession.
Because there's going to have to be metallurgy, then craft blade work, then craft silver. You're going to have
So
4 or 5, like for what you're wanting to do, exactly what you're supposed to want to do. At the minimum, you're going to have 4 fairly high ranked craft skills.
So,
and that's
would
if you know
mind-
how to do.
Maybe you could
would you
have,
mind listing those off so I could trade them right now before?
Well, you're going to have to know.
Well, first of all, you're only level 2. You might not even have all of them yet.
Well,
You're very new.
You would not have the skills right now
Ethan, I got a question.
to be worthwhile. I doubt you would have enough skills to really get all of them and have the stuff that you currently have. And some of them you do have to be taught. Like there's certain, like one of them is craft mineral, and basically you have to know how to purify, to extract the right minerals out of the ore. You have to know how to work that. You have to have a very high intelligence. You have to be taught how to do that. Then there's you have to know how to basically press the material into the proper ore, and you have to know the actual blade forging. Then you would have to know how to intermix rare metal like silver into it, because it's not the same as just steel. So you're looking at maybe at the earliest, if you somehow, I don't know how many skill points you ended up having, but maybe at the earliest you're looking at maybe 6th level being able to kind of do it. That's if you find somebody who can teach you or somehow find a way basically around it.
Ethan, I got a question. If you were to enter combat, how would you approach it? Are you like a ranged character like her? A melee person like me? How would... Because maybe you could have your craft more focused on how you approach a situation. Because if you're like someone who attacks with bows, you could be just a bowsmith. Make your own arrows.
Up close.
A bower and a fletcher's for the arrows.
Good.
Which I have 2 different kinds of arrows myself. So
2 different kinds of fletchings.
actually, I have 3 different kinds technically, but I have 2 specialties.
But maybe you could just have
Well,
metalwork to repair your weapons.
That would be the thing that would make much more sense.
okay. Can I still have the profession silversmith and just write it into my backstory as I'm coming from?
It'd be more of a jewelry base. Decorative. It'd be
Be
decorative.
professional.
I was
Sure.
an apprentice of another thing, or a smith from another town.
Your papa could have been one.
There we go.
And you just haven't learned the craft yet.
Yeah, you have
That's
base
the whole
knowledge of it.
like that's what I'm that's one of the things I'm trying to get at. Is you're asking for this isn't something where it's like, well, I could just learn this fairly easy. Like there are certain crafts where it's like, in the long run, yeah, they're difficult, but it makes sense, and they'd be fairly easy in comparison. Like being a Fletcher, yes, it's difficult. It is a difficult job, but you would have
materials.
There would be such a high demand and stuff for your job, for what you're doing, that it would make sense that by level 2, you're at least semi-competent in it. And for demand. But for silver working and stuff, there's not really high demand, and the people who want it tend to already be able to do it themselves.
Can I change it to Tanner or something?
See, like Tanner, easy. That's easy. You would have enough demand there. That's easily explained.
And then I probably won't get in trouble with the druid because tanning would be helping use all of the parts of the animal.
Yeah, like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that you can't eventually do the silver workings. It's just with where you are, like the general setting that you're in, the level that you're at. Because especially because you said, like, if you're in this area, you're fairly new and stuff. But it's like the general setting, where you're at, your age. Just there's a whole lot of factors that are against you in what you're generally doing. Not to mention the fact that what you picked is still kind of a fairly difficult job that you, in the general area that you're in right now, you would not have access to the majority of the things that you would need. Well, like there is a smith in there. There is like a metal worker and a smith. He's the same thing. But he was here at the beginning. Like he's in the center circle. So he was previously set up. He had help from the people who established this. Mm-hmm. You're a new person who's showing up by yourself. There's no way of you establishing it,
but there's a way for me to go forth with this by training with him, right?
If he were to accept you, but I mean, he also doesn't work and stuff like that. Like alchemical stuff. Like they send that off. There is an alchemy shop in here. They do stuff like that. They work in conjunction with the smith for that. So it's not like a solo thing. And then also it's one of those things where just generally around here, right now, they don't have enough resources in terms of silver, just pure silver, to warrant you.
Part of the thing, though, with us being able to adventure and claim things we find, we can find a mineral-rich with silver mine. You can claim it and start furthering your knowledge that way.
That's why I said, it's like, I'm not saying you can't eventually do it. It's just in your current position, where you are right now, there's just so many things, so many factors that are against you for that.
Okay. So, what would you expect? So, I could just leave it like this and it'd be fine, right? Or do you want me to change it? Or what would be your DM?
Well, I mean, they're your points. If you want to have a craft, you're welcome to have a craft. If you don't want to have a craft right now, if you're wanting to wait, you can move the points around. I won't stop you because it's one of those things.
I stuck them in there, but I just have like you said, I just have craft. I put down armor, which I was thinking about leather armor.
Yeah, you can do that.
And then I have a forgery, basically like swords, and then like
that would just be forging, not forgery. So.
That's one, that forgery. And then I went and put even further in, and rapier as a specialty.
That's very specific for.
That's another thing. You're shooting too high for stuff like you would just put you would just be real specific.
You would have
real
to be like a master
broad.
class like crafter before you can start specializing in a very specific weapon.
You would just be like blade work or something like that.
Okay.
And again, that's if you had access to like. I'll say, sure, the smith would allow you to have access to the forge from time to time, but it's one of those things where you're far too much of a novice to, like Jill said, to be able to be like, well, I'm going to make a rapier. I'm specialized in making rapiers. No.
Okay.
About as good as you're going to get with how you are right now is I made a short sword, I made a long sword, I made an axe. Maybe you can even go as far as start going up. I made a morning star or something like that. But you're not getting into like the real intricate blade work and everything.
Do you want me to just put down like short sword?
You don't have to specify. You can just do blade work.
Just blade work. Because when you start specifying that's saxophone. I forgot I said it was when you start specifying real specific pieces of armor or weapons and stuff like that, it gets into far deeper rolls. Like you have to make much higher rolls and stuff for it to be considered a success. And that's even just going as far as like, well, I want to make a short sword. When you start getting into the really nice stuff like the rapiers and stuff, at level 2, you could roll a 20 and have put as many points as you possibly could into the craft, and you would not make it. Because you're getting so specific with what you're wanting to make.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He's
you don't need to be
an
sorry.
idea.
Like that's the point of this game, is trying to simplify out so you can understand, so you can learn and know what to do in games later on and stuff. I'm not gonna get mad. Like I'll get mad if you're purposely doing stuff to annoy me, or that's like about as mad as I get if you know that you're purposely doing it and I catch you purposely doing something. But the whole point of this is for you to learn, so you don't have to be sorry about it. Okay, so
I'm just changing what I put down as armor is leatherworking. Would that work better?
Because you're not
And it
specifying
opens-
what kind of armor you're making. You're just saying leather.
well, with leatherworking, it's also with as broad as it is, because then that doesn't even mean that you have to actually mold the leather into specific. You could literally just be tanning, like a tanner and stuff, and you can still sell off tanned hides and stuff and make money. It helps at where you are right now. It helps to be as broad and open as you
It
possibly
also
can.
gives you a reason to skin animals when you hunt them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a survival check.
Yep. You could still get the skin. It's
But
just
you don't
the survival
necessarily have to
check
kill
is
the
how
animal.
nice it's going to be.
You could work with someone who takes down the animal, hunts them, and then you sell the skin, and you both make a profit off that.
Yep.
You do not have to be self-sufficient.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm good at a lot of things, just really bad at some. Wait, no. I'm good at a lot of things, just really bad at everything. I like jumping. Why can't I ever jump? I can never make a character.
Probably because of your armor. Or you're small. It's your size.
Yes.
Max.
Negative jump.
Just
Yeah.
I got fluffy hair. Wow! Give me that. That's fine.
Alright, that's good.
Sam come back out.
Probably when
You
you're
will
done.
eventually.
Actually,
Done saxing it
that is
up up
scrap
there?
one. Where's my new good one? There's my new good one. Remember I had that secret language?
Yeah.
Word.
I just saw it.
I just finessed it a little bit.
Oh, you just did? I was going to say it's on here.
I finessed it. My old one was scrappy, so I made a proper one.
Gotta do.
You try again, Sam.
Tune it.
So, is that what they call a flat note?
No, flats are. They have flat and short, but that was just a terrible tone. Flat and short is just another more notes. Word.
But okay, so how were you describing that you know each other? Like,
I am friends with Sam's